Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to the webinar. My name is Ashley Ring. I'm a customer advocate at Owl Practice, and I'll be hosting this session today. During this webinar, we'll review the basic features and functionality of Owl, giving you a comprehensive overview of how our service helps make the administrative side of running a private practice much easier. We are not recording today's session, but we do have a recorded version of this webinar that will be shared with everyone afterwards. This webinar will be approximately 30 minutes long with a question period at the end. There is a chat feature in Join Me that you can use to ask any questions you have during the session by typing them into that area. Tila, another member of the customer advocate team here at Owl, will be addressing any of the chat questions live as we go. Let's get started. Owl Practice was founded in a Toronto psychologist's office by Andrew Sloss, our CEO, who manages the business side of his wife's private practice. He wanted to streamline the operations and tried looking for a program that could help, but he found there were no solutions that existed that were Canadian-based, included features suitable for the unique needs of mental health practitioners, and most importantly, that were PHIPAA and college compliant. So he decided to build Owl. Owl Practice is fully PHIPAA and college compliant. When you start searching for a digital practice management tool, your first question should be, where are your servers located? Ours are located in Canada, specifically in Montreal and in Toronto, so your information is always stored securely on Canadian soil. We take many other security measures to protect your data as well, including creating redundant backups of your data, creating a unique URL for each account that is not searchable from any search engine, and encrypting the information passed between our servers and your computer in a way very similar to mobile banking. If you have any other questions about security, I highly recommend that you look at our FAQ page by going to faq.owlpractice.ca. We have lots of articles that detail the exact security measures taken by Owl to protect your practice data. Now that you know about our history and security, let's talk about what Owl Practice does that can help you manage your practice and how to use it. Owl is a web-based practice management tool. It is designed to be used by mental health professionals and private practice owners. It allows users to streamline their daily administrative operations and tasks. The major features of Owl that we're going to review today are scheduling, billing, note writing, client record management, and practice management. At the end of the webinar, we'll hold a question period to answer any questions. The first section of Owl you will notice when you log in is the calendar. This is where you'll schedule appointments for your clients. The Owl calendar is structured to allow you different day views, to create personal and client sessions, and let you customize your availability. You can sync your calendar to a third-party calendar if you wish, such as Google Calendar or iCal. And you can see all of the sessions that have been scheduled and their status. You can also see some basic client information from the sessions in the calendar by clicking on the session, then the client's initials. We call this the client face sheet. To schedule the client session, click on the date and time you want to book the session, and this will open the Create Session window. You need two things to book a session: a client name and a service. A service is a type of session that you offer, as well as the fee and duration associated to the service. You can always adjust the duration of a session, as well as the amount charged. Notice that if I adjust the duration here, Owl has a sliding fee scale built in to automatically adjust the amount charged. We also have the option to make this a recurring session, and to include any comments that we need. Click the green Create Session button to book the session. The next step is to mark attendance for the session. Owl gives you several attendance options, which allow you to track the client's attendance and keep your records accurate. You'll mark the attendance either at the beginning or at the end of the session, depending on when you manage your billing. To mark attendance, just click once on the session. The session overview window will open. It shows you the details about this session. If the duration or amount charged has changed since the session was scheduled, you can click More Information to update it before marking attendance. Select the icon here to mark attendance, assigning the appropriate status. For example, we're going to mark this session as attended. and that's all you have to do to mark attendance. When billing clients, OWL allows you to create an invoice and receipt for each session. The invoice is the itemized record of the session details, and the receipt is the proof of payment. The billing workflow for every session is a two-step process. Create an invoice to show that the client owes you money. Create a receipt to show that the client has paid you for the session. When the attendance was marked, we actually completed the first step in the billing process. By default, all clients are set up on auto invoice payment terms. This means that OWL automatically generates the invoice when the attendance is marked. This is what an invoice will look like. Notice that it has all of the client information, your header and practice logo, and all of the session information as well. Although OWL creates the invoices for you, it does not automatically send them to your clients. We give you 3 options for sending them to your clients. You can print them, export them as a PDF, and most conveniently, you can send them from within OWL. Just click the client's email address here, and then click the email button to send. If you do have clients who you bill monthly or quarterly, you can set them up on bill manually payment terms and manually generate the invoices. Once the client has paid for a session, you'll need to record that payment and generate a receipt. To do this, simply click on the session and select the Record Payment option. It will prompt you to say how much the client paid and how they paid. Click the Record Payment button and that will generate a receipt. That's it. Those are the basics of invoicing and receipting. I'm going to take you into a client account now to show you 2 more types of financial documents you can create for your clients using OWL. The first is non-session charges. This area allows you to create a custom charge for a client that is not tied to a calendar session. It's great for recording report charges, admin hours, or any other fee type you may be charging your client. Simply click the plus icon in the top right, create the charge type, and OWL will automatically generate an invoice for you. The second type is an account summary. Account summaries are a record of all the sessions and non-session charges within a period of time set by you. You can generate an account summary anytime you wish and then send it to your clients the same way you would an invoice or receipt. Now that the session has been attended and billed, the last thing to do for the session is write up any session notes. There are a few ways you can write session notes. You can write them from the calendar by clicking on the calendar session. You can write them from the client's account, or you can write them from within the workflow section. Regardless of where or how you choose to write the note, the notes editor and functionality will be the same in each area. We're going to write them from within the Sessions and Notes tab of this client. You can see all of the sessions that the client has attended and whether or not a note has been created for that session here on the left. You can click the Create Note button to write a session note. The Notes editor will open and you can type up your session note. If you typically like to use a template for your notes, you can upload it to your account in the Settings section. Then that template can be used to standardize your session notes. Here, we have a basic session note template, but you can customize your templates however you like. If your client had any homework, or if you had any paperwork to save along with the session, you can upload the file as a document and then save it with your session note as an associated document. OWL will auto-save your session notes once a minute, but you can also save anytime you wish. You can view a record of each revision, which ensures that your notes history is college compliant. Finally, when you are completely done writing a session note, you can click the Sign button, which will add your digital signature, therapist details, as well as a date and timestamp to the note. It also locks the notes for future changes. You can export or print a singular note if you need to, but you can also see a full list of all the notes for this client in their record. You also have the option to export a set of notes according to a date range of your choosing. There is also a non-session notes feature, which is a blank notepad for you to create whatever type of document you need for this client. Non-session notes are not tied to a calendar event. We've talked about scheduling, billing, and note writing. Next, we'll talk about using OWL to manage your client's information. Each of your clients will have their own client account. This client account is separated into 5 areas. The first is Sessions and Notes, which we've just explored. Next, Contact and Clinical, which allows you to manage your client's account information. Here you will find appointment reminders, which can be set up for each client. There are options for email and text message reminders. Clinical details, which allows you to note, update, and monitor your client's diagnosis and clinical status. The Circle of Care section is a dynamic contact information storage system that is majorly beneficial for therapists who conduct couples, group, or family sessions, or who have clients with extensive contact networks. The Circle of Care section allows you to organize all of your contacts and contact information, store multiple alternate contacts, specify the exact relationship type, including a fully customizable field, create and manage linked accounts, which enables you to store family connections and manage multiple attendee sessions easily. If you're a family or couples therapist, linked accounts, which are indicated by the paperclip icon here, will allow you to schedule those sessions, invite the appropriate family members, and have your billing and notes reflected correctly for all of these sessions. You can also set up bill to parties and emergency contacts in this section. It's very helpful. Finally, the account details section allows you to set up discounts for your clients, as well as manage the billing status if they are on auto invoice or a bill manually client. We also have a logs feature built in to track all email or text messages that are sent to your clients, like reminders, invoices, and receipts. Lastly, in the client account, you have a client-based to-do list feature. This is a virtual sticky note that you can use to create a quick reminder for yourself about this client record. The final 2 sections of OWL that we're going to discuss today are tools focused on helping you with the practice management aspect of your clinic. The workflow is one of our most beloved features because it is a series of continually updating lists of all the open administrative tasks and actions that need your attention. Workflow ensures that no administrative tasks go missing or get forgotten. It also saves you a tremendous amount of time by accumulating work for your practice as a whole, meaning you no longer need to jump from client file to client file trying to identify work that still needs to get done. Workflow compiles lists for you of the attendance you need to mark, the invoices that need to be created, the payments to record, any notes to sign, and to-do lists to be completed. All of the tasks are broken out into neatly organized sections. When you start using OWL Practice, we recommend checking the workflow section daily as a way to help you ensure that no task is missed and establish an efficient practice management routine. The final area of OWL Practice is the dashboard. Here you will find all of the statistics and practice data for your account. You'll notice a year-over-year section where you can track the session and revenue progress of your practice. OWL also has a stats section through which you can watch your practice grow. It's a great visual representation of the data. There's also a data export feature. This feature allows you to pull any practice information you need from your OWL account anytime, based on the type of information and a date range specified by you. This information is exported as a CSV file type, which you can open with Excel, Numbers, or any other data programs you like to use. That concludes our review of OWL Practice for today. Thanks for taking the time to join me in a tour of OWL. As I mentioned earlier, we'll follow up this webinar by sending you a few helpful resources for your further consideration. We'll send each of you a recorded tour video walking you through everything we discussed today, and a link to our resource center, which has getting started guides and helpful FAQs to answer any questions you may have. You can experience everything we've shown you today firsthand in your very own OWL account by signing up for a free trial. Signing up is easy. Just go to owlpractice.ca and click the free trial button to create an account. If you're ready to get started with OWL Practice now, please email support@owlpractice.ca and our customer advocate team will help you get started.